Say what you wanna say, I won't go back. If you wanna hit the road, then let's go then. Let's just go and see the world and just show them what it really means to live life golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. They're about to see us shine, cause we're golden. They can't ever break us down, cause we're golden. They're about to see us glow.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Wanja Waithaka, and just a brief overview. This channel is mainly about business. I am a business enthusiast and I hope to inspire you guys maybe to start businesses, maybe to think about businesses at a young age. Yes, so before I start what I'm going to talk about today, I realized for the first video I said like a lot. I even warned you guys. I was just like,
shut up, bro. Shut up.
But then this time I hope I will have reduced by maybe like 60%. Yes, and I would also like to add that this video was inspired by Ferrero Rocher. Yes, but this information is for targeted audience, just in case you want to buy from me, man. I don't mind. Yes, so let's get to what we are going to talk about today, which is savings. I want to do this by at least helping you guys start thinking about it, by introducing the concept. Yes, by introducing the avenues where you can start saving and looking, and also introducing the factors that you can consider when you are thinking about savings. So we are going to get to the first avenue, which is M-Shwari, which most of you guys are familiar with. This is usually located under the M-Pesa option, whereby when you go to the loans and savings, you will get the M-Shwari option. The benefits of M-Shwari are there are no monthly fees. The minimum saving amount is 500 shillings. You can top up with as little as 1 shilling, and the interest rate is 7.35%. So I know the concept or the term interest rate is a bit new to some of you guys, but I will help you people understand with an example at the end. But to introduce the concept is an interest rate is the rate at which you're going to gain money by putting it somewhere. It's like being paid for putting money somewhere. So for example, you put 1,000 shillings in a place which gives you an interest rate of 3%. That means for that 1,000 shillings, you're going to gain 30 shillings out of it, which is 1,000 times 3%, right? So as I continue, you will see that I'm mentioning interest rates a lot, but you will understand this later with an example. Avenue number 2 is banks. So some of us don't really transact with banks because we use M-Pesa so much. So banks are kind of, yeah, but banks also have their own benefits, because when you're looking at interest rates, as I mentioned the term, when you're looking at interest rates, some of the banks usually offer like 4% to 7% interest. So depending on which bank you bank with, different banks offer different interest rates. It's just for you to go and inquire on what rate they offer. For example, on their savings account, they also have the fixed deposit account, which offers another interest rate. Just inquire, like go to your bank and ask them. If they have the online platform, you can ask them through the online platform. Avenue number 3, money market funds. So this is an entirely new term for some of you guys, but the best way I can explain what money market funds is, it's whereby institutions usually pull money from different individuals and then they invest it somewhere, like they buy shares for different companies or they buy short-term investments. So for money market funds, I know they usually offer a higher interest rate than banks and M-Shwari, some of the money market funds. For example, I know Sanlam has options for even up to 10%, 10.35%. So it depends on the institution you're looking at. There are different institutions that offer money markets. For example, there's Sanlam, there's CIC, there's Britam, there's CBA. You can check them out on their IG page and see what they offer. Go to them, ask about the rates and all that and all that. Just educate yourself and get to know what it is, man. Yeah. Avenue number 4 is bonds. So bonds is also another technical term, but the best way to understand what a bond is like a loan to maybe companies. There are also loans to the government, which are known as infrastructural bonds. So let me use the government example. For example, when the government needs to raise 25 billion from the public, they can issue out a bond where people will subscribe to it. So with that bond, they can give an interest rate of maybe 11%, 12%. As you can hear, it's kind of higher than what these other institutions offer. Yes. So with bonds, I know they usually have a very high minimum amount. I know, like, when you're subscribing, when they offer the bonds through CBK, the minimum amount is usually like 100,000 shillings. But I know there's an avenue where you can subscribe to bonds for as little as 3,000 shillings. And that was the M-Pesa bond that they issued some time ago. So the interest rate of the M-Pesa bond was 10%, which is a bit lower than the other bonds. But then you can see it's kind of higher than what the banks offer. It's kind of higher than what M-Shwari offers. So I was looking at the benefit of this by the interest rate. Yes, so you can think about bonds. When you get a lot of money, you can think about investing your money in bonds. If you get a group of people and you raise enough money, you can invest your money in bonds. Yes, so avenue number 5, mattress banking. Just as the name suggests, it's where you put money under your mattress. Like when you get money, you just accumulate. If you feel like all these other things, like all the other avenues that I mentioned are a lot of work, you can just get a jar or something and just start saving until you get into that habit. But I feel what motivates people to save is knowing that you might get more out of it. Yeah, so some of the factors that you can consider are the monthly fees. You can consider the minimum amount that you can start with, and you can consider the interest rate, which I feel like is so important when you're thinking about avenues for saving. So I want you guys to understand this with an example. So let's say I, as an individual, want to start saving with 1,000 shillings every month, right? I look for an institution that offers 7% interest rate. So at the end of the year, I will have deposited 12,000 shillings. The interest I will have gotten will be 408 shillings. Let's look at another institution that offers 10% interest rate. So at the end of the year, I'll have deposited 12,000 shillings. But the interest I will have gained out of that 12,000 shillings is 588 shillings. I want you guys to see the importance of interest rates. Interest rates. I don't know how much I'm going to emphasize this. Interest rates. Yes. So let's say, okay, maybe this might look little, but if you want to get more motivation, get a group of people and start saving. So let's say you have 5 people. All of you guys are removing 1,000 shillings every month. By the end of that month, you guys will have accumulated 5,000 shillings, right? So by the end of the year, you guys will have a total deposit of 60,000 shillings. How much will you have gained out of that 60,000 shillings? 2,040 shillings. That looks little right now. But let's say now you get another institution that offers 10% interest rate, right? End of the year, how many deposits do you have? Like, how much in terms of deposits do you have? 60,000 shillings. How much do you gain out of interest rate? 2,944 shillings. That's almost 3,000 shillings. Almost a difference of 1,000 shillings when you compare it with the 7% interest rate. This looks little because you're just looking at 1 year, but we will look at an example for 5 years. So you as an individual, you're saving 1,000 shillings every month for 5 years. By the end of the 5 years, you will have a total deposit of 60,000 shillings, right? So the interest you will have earned out of that 60,000 shillings is 17,886 shillings. Just imagine, man. Let's go back to the group example. You guys are 5 people, all removing 1,000 every month. By the end of the 5 years, you will have a total deposit amount of 300,000 shillings. The interest and from that 300,000 shillings is 89,433 shillings. That was the bombshell, man. That was the bombshell. Yeah, anyway, are you seeing what I mean by you can start with as little, like even if you decide with 200 shillings, 500 shillings, you can decide to start with any amount. When you're thinking about saving, look at the avenues, look at the interest rates, look at the charges, look at all those factors. And a way to motivate you is get a group of people that you trust and decide every month we're going to save 200 shillings, we're going to save 500 shillings. At the end of that journey, you are going to have gained something. I hope that I have inspired you guys to start saving. I hope I have inspired those who are saving to continue saving, because don't look at it in terms of 3 months from now. Don't look at it in terms of 1 year from now. 5 years, 10 years, that money will have gained something out of it. Thank you so much. If you have benefited from this video, thumbs up, share my video, subscribe. Yeah, I really need to get that ending part right, but you get the point. Yes, thank you and see you guys next time. Bye.